Historian Yuval Harari has developed his vision of the future by studying the past. His Israeli roots are of crucial importance to the formation of his view of the future. He's now using all of that knowledge to give us his vision for the future.
With especially the rise of brain-computer interfaces and biometric sensors and so forth, it is very likely that within, say, 50 years, people will literally be part of a network. All the bodies, all the brains would be connected together to a network, and you won't be able to survive if you're disconnected from the net, because your own body parts, your own immune system, perhaps depends on being constantly connected to the colony, to the network.
If you care to, you can go and search this. You can go and search where you can hear cops, local cops or federal cops telling people that if someone is trying to kidnap you, you stand a better chance of fighting for your life right then and there than if you were to allow that person to take you off somewhere. It's better to risk death right there on the spot, because if you allow yourself to be taken off somewhere, you're almost always going to die for sure. And these days we're being kidnapped. And the ones who appear to care are suggesting to people that we allow ourselves to be taken off wherever the few wants us to end up at. And that suggestion to allow yourself to be taken off is not said outright. It's masked. It's disguised. And I'll show you what that mask sounds like in a minute.
The most terrifying force of death comes from the hands of men who wanted to be left alone. They try so very hard to mind their own business and provide for themselves and those they love. They resist every impulse to fight back, knowing the forced and permanent change of life that will come from it. They know that the moment they fight back, their lives as they have lived them are over. The moment men who wanted to be left alone are forced to fight back, it is a form of suicide. They are literally killing off who they used to be.
A while back, I was talking about what was the scariest thing to me. Out of all the things going on, with the cure being forced on the people, with them trying to make it lawful for adults to fuck children, the digital currency that will enslave everybody along with the 15-minute cities and all these other things that y'all hear me on here crying about. What is the most frightening thing to me out of all of this stuff is this.
What?
Stay back.
Boy, you ain't got on no man, boy.
Back, sir.
Why you ain't got on no man,
Stay
boy?
back, sir.
Fuck you,
You, boy. Stay back.
Fuck you.
Stay back.
What you gonna do? What you gonna
Stay
do?
right here.
What you gonna do?
Stay right here.
You need to go get a fucking
I'm
mask.
gonna stay right here to defend myself.
You
I ain't
fuck
going nowhere.
yourself.
I'm not scared of you.
I ain't scared of you.
Stay right here.
You're scared to die or what?
I showed you gonna fucking die. What you say?
right here.
You need to get a mask, you son of a bitch. Fuck
Right
you.
here. I'm not scared.
You in here fucking contaminating the whole goddamn store.
I'm here. I'm here. You sleep with that mask on 24/7?
Let me make this clear to you, boy. You need a mask on. You need a mask on, boy. That's what you need.
I'm not gonna
You
step to your level.
disrespectful motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna step to your level.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't care.
People who just wanted to be left alone. And that's the world we live in. And I played the same video before, and there's a lot of specifics I can talk about as to why that's the scariest thing going, in my opinion. It's a lot of different aspects to it, but I could force it all into one thing by saying that the biggest weapon that the few has against us is us. The global public, the world's citizenry, our own worst enemy. In the store messing with that man for refusing to do what he was told to do by the few. But let me get into why I brought this up again.
There is no one coming to save you. You have to save yourselves. There is no political party that's going to save you. Believe me, I've been involved with 3 political parties in the last 4 years. The Democrats are useless, the Republicans are stupid, and the Libertarians are so fucking feckless, it's not even funny. I'm sure there are other political parties too. But ain't none of them, no political party is going to save you guys. You have to save yourselves.
That's the suggestion, to allow ourselves to be taken off somewhere. That's the mask. That's the disguise. And I know that some of y'all, she sounded like rebellion or resistance, but really it wasn't. And what you just heard there is a very common theme among who I'm going to call the exposers. People who like to expose what's really going on. And her name is Karlyn, and I'll link her channel in the description box because that short that I just played, I don't know which one of her streams that she clipped it from, so I'll just link her whole channel down there. Now Karlyn, although there's a lot of things about her that I don't like, she does a damn good job at showing what this woke movement is into. She do a damn good job at it. But listen, we don't live in save yourselves. That's not where we live. We live in put your mask on or I'm gonna tell on you. We live in tell everybody that the cure is perfectly fine or I'm gonna flag your channel for medical misinformation. We don't live in save yourselves. We live in, yes, I'm a man, but you better agree with me that I can menstruate or I'm going to get you fired from your job that you've had for over 20 years. That maskless man was trying to save himself. But we live in harass you if you're not wearing your mask. We don't live in save yourselves. Now let me get to the main reason I brought up what is the most dangerous thing that's going on in the world to me. It's us. But I brought it up because of a stream I saw on Rumble where Max Egan was the featured guest.
Don't lose faith, folks.
And what he done, it was nothing new to me. I've seen him do that for about 10 years.
And I'll see you on the other
But
side.
what was new about it
I'll be back in a few
is that he did it so many times in one sitting and as a guest. And what was especially new about it was that the host tried to push back against Egan. I've never seen nobody do that to him before. I've never seen nobody push back against him when he speaks his helplessness that I've heard him speak for 10 years. But this is about people who speak on collective problems and how they will often turn around and suggest an individualistic remedy to that collective problem, like Karlyn did. Us is our biggest problem because how much more of a weapon could the few possess than to have their targets that have already surrendered? Even though the few are not finished implementing their plan, people who are the exposers urge surrender already. And yeah, that's what save yourself means to me. It means surrender. How much more of a benefit to the few can we get than that? Than to have that mentality. But I'm not going to do the Max Egan in this one. I'll do that some other time. But for now, I'm going to ask what I've asked on many occasions. The people whose course of action is to suggest save yourselves. I've asked on numerous occasions, then why the fuck are they talking? Why are they issuing all of these warnings and cautions to people instead of shutting the fuck up and saving themselves? And I'm going to end with this. I'm going to end by pondering on what level of hell, because you know people say that hell got levels to it. But what level of hell would we already be in if everybody was just save yourself minded? What degree of heat and torment would we be experiencing already if there weren't people here who rejects the idea of save yourself and have chosen to try to save other people instead? Because no matter how bad it is right now, we'd be a lot worse if there weren't people out here who tries to save everybody.